I once got high with my friend's mom. She got high. And anyway, moving on. She got high and we were all watching TV and we were doing that thing that you sometimes do with your friends, especially when there's drugs involved. You just someone says a joke and then everyone riffs on the joke, right? But you need a shared base of knowledge to do the riffing. So we were watching this ad for, I think, the movie Ice Princess, and someone was just like, oh, it's like Mighty Ducks, but not boys. Not the best joke. And then someone else was like, it's like The Replacements, but just on the ice and not boys, you know? We were riffing, we were having fun. And then my friend's mom got so into this that she leaned in, she went, yeah. And she leaned in, she took the focus, she went, yeah. And we all looked at her, and then you could see the wheels turning where she was like, I know what the joke is, but I don't have a specific thing to add. And she said verbatim, yeah, sports movies. Like an Andy Kindler joke right there. That's a good mom joke. Calling it out. I don't know if you can tell, I've got my foot in a boot right now. Nice little boot. Makes my foot look like, honestly, like a duck in a hockey mask. Speaking of which, but no boys. I got that's a basketball accident, a little basketball accident. Not the worst pain I've ever suffered on the basketball court. That happened when I was playing against a couple of teens, and one of them said, "You can't swim to the hoop, you Michael Phelps looking motherfucker." That was the worst pain. Probably the worst pain I've felt. You guys know what Michael Phelps looks like? You know the one part of Michael Phelps that doesn't look like a god? Just the face? You know how when someone says you look like Michael Phelps, they're probably complimenting you, unless they're only talking about his face? The one part of Michael Phelps that was so bad that at a young age he looked in the mirror and thought, I better fix with the rest of it, you know? Distract people from this. Through YouTube comments and Twitter comments, I have discovered that apparently I am reading as somewhere between Michael Phelps and the wheelchair kid from Glee. That's the space I'm occupying. That's the space. I have trouble remembering people's names, so I make up little songs to help me remember their names. So, for instance, I met this one guy, so I made up a little song. You stood next to me at the urinal. You said, how awkward is this? You were Chris. You know what I mean? Chris. Just helpful. Or another time, you stood next to me at the urinal. You said you shouldn't be there. You were Claire. You know what I mean? Claire, you were the one who was like, oh, that's not right. Yeah. Or you took me from the playground, the one attached to my school. We drove in your van all night and day. You didn't care about the rules. You kept me in your basement for going on 30 years. You taught me about your hopes, your dreams, your fears. Police, they called it kidnapping, but you called it being friends. You swore that we would be together till the very end. But then one day you dropped me off and said you had to go. You were Joe. Just very helpful. I'm ever out and I'm like, what's the name of that guy who kidnapped me from Joe, hi Joe! Stay here, I'm calling the cops. I'm just joking. Best years of my life. I've been having a lot of trouble with autocorrect on my phone lately. Autocorrect! I don't like it! Lately my phone has been turning the word horses into whores. It's made for some awkward exchanges. Recently wrote this to my mom by accident. Hey mom, having a great day. About to go have sex with some whores. I went to a friend's bachelor party recently, and a stripper came out, and that made most of us uncomfortable because we're not like stripper guys. But then she burst open and a bunch of cake came out, so that was great. We were like, oh, that's what this was. It's always something. The cops showed up and they were like, what happened here? And we were like, no, she was cake. And they were like, so are we. And they turned into cake. Well, my buddies were like, 2, 1, cake! And they turned into cake, and I woke up, and I was like, I have the dream again! And then the cake I sleep next to at night was like, shh. It's not real. I'm the only thing that's real now. And then Joe came down from upstairs and he was like, stop talking to that cake! My kidnapping, my rules! Isn't it funny, and Ebony kind of referenced this, isn't it funny that back in the 80s we called jean shorts Daisy Dukes because they were worn by the character Daisy Duke in the show Dukes of Hazzard? But now we call them jorts because they're worn by the character Jort in the show Jort. Isn't that weird? You guys know the show Jort? You don't know it, Carter? Have I seen it? Oh, I've seen Jort. Jort? What's Jort about? It's sort of like Alf. An alien who lives with a suburban family. And through his eyes, we learn that what we take for granted is a bit weird. Sort of like Alf. Except instead of always trying to eat the family cat, he's just always like, hey, give me some jeans and those scissors. You know? You guys know Jort?